touches my heart. It's about my sister. So, every day you're told something, whether it be that your hair looks good today, or that the assignment that we thought was due next week is actually due tomorrow. So, now later you won't remember word for word what was said in those conversations, but you will remember how you felt during them no matter what. Imagine you're 11 years old and you're told your sister has cancer. I can't tell you exactly what happened that day or what exactly was said, but I can tell you that I felt like my world came crashing down. At 11 years old, I had no idea what was really going on because I wasn't quite old enough for my parents to tell me things like they do now. I do know, however, there was a sense of fear amongst us all. Being the youngest of 5 siblings, I spent a lot of time trying to be like them. My sister and I were pretty close. Growing up, she would watch me while my parents were out, help me get ready for school, took me to places after hours of begging her to let me come with her, and she even taught me how to ice skate. So once the news that she had cancer came around, I looked to my siblings to see how I should take it. My sister was 25 years old, living on her own with a 4, soon-to-be 5-year-old son when she was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Still trying to figure out how to digest the news, I soon realized how serious things were. My sister called my house in the late afternoon to talk to my mom, but she wasn't there. She sounded upset, and I couldn't let her off the phone without asking her what was going on. She told me that they pushed back her surgery for the 2nd time because the machine they needed to do it was not working. I tried to tell her it was going to be okay, but soon after, she told me the words, "No, it's not okay. I want this thing out." In that moment, I realized things were much more serious. My sister's surgery finally came, and they successfully removed her tumor that was on the right side of her brain. She spent a few days in the hospital, but when it came time for her to come home, I was ready to go get her. I didn't walk all the way in her room, though, because I was too scared. I waited by the door for her to get her things together. She was already packed and wanted to say a quick thank you to the nurses that took care of her. We drove to my house, where she stayed for a few weeks to recover. In those few weeks, I was by my sister's side every moment I could. Even when she was on the phone with someone, she knew I wasn't trying to be nosy. I just wanted to be with her. She would ask me to get her orange juice in the middle of the night, to tell my parents to turn down their TV, or to tell the dog to be quiet. Those were things I could handle. One day she asked me something I wasn't ready for. She asked me to stand on the toilet in our bathroom to help her clean where they took out her tumor. I was shaking and staring down at staples in my sister's head. I did my best, but let's be honest, we all know that that was a pretty scary thing to do. I did my best to help, but I didn't really do a good job. She took on chemotherapy and radiation after she got those removed a few weeks later. The chemotherapy and radiation meant my sister's long hair was falling out. One night we were downstairs and she asked me to get the clippers. Me being me, I thought she was just going to cut my nephew's hair, but what I watched her do was cut her long brown hair off, and it hit the floor. I watched for a few minutes, and then I went upstairs. I sat and watched TV with my mom, who and my nephew came upstairs to tell me my mom's bald. A few seconds later, my sister came walking in. A smile and a laugh came from her as she showed off her new look. The look on my mom's face, however, was very different. The shock set in, and we physically started to see what cancer was doing to my sister. Sporting the new bald look, my sister never once gave off the impression that she would not be okay. She was the definition of a fighter, and one that could keep me laughing for hours. With 2 legs to choose from, my sister tried her best to work as much as she could, despite her long hours of treatment. Soon the treatments became too much, and they took the toll on her body. My sister grew tired faster and was not able to work anymore, so she and her son moved in with me and my parents. Having my sister back in the house was like getting the Christmas present you had been hoping for all Christmas season long. I left coming home from school to see my sister and left staying up late to hang out with her. She was the one to make you laugh no matter what. Although my sister's sense of humor was a great distraction, there was something we could not forget about. My sister battled cancer for almost a year. She went through an intense surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation treatments, along with a lot of life adjustments. My sister, my role model, and my best friend took on a battle in 2005 that changed our family's life forever. It's now 2014, and I can tell you a few more things about my sister. She's been cancer-free for almost 8 years. She's happily married and now has 3 more kids that call me Aunt Katie. My sister is a survivor and not the only one that faced this tough battle. Today, now being 20 years old, I realize just how lucky I am to have my sister. I know that the situation could have been a lot worse and that this story could have had a very different ending. April 25th has a special meaning in our family. It's our parents' wedding anniversary and also the day that my sister went into surgery to get her tumor removed. On that day, she started her fight against cancer, and now it's my turn to fight. April 25th, 2014 is the day that Rockers and UMKC, as well as other members from the community, will partake in an event called Relay for Life. It is hosted here in this very building from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. We will celebrate survivors, remember those that have crossed their finish line with cancer in heaven, and pledge to fight back all year round. All money raised for this event will go to the American Cancer Society. If you'd like more information about Relay for Life and how you can get involved, please see the table located by the concession stand. Thank you.